Gemini, greetings and salutations, my friends. You are most welcome here. Today we are running through the hopes, fears, and reality spread. And if you're unsure how to use the information I'm about to give you, please just check the description box below. With that said, okay. So the worst is over. That's the good news, because the 10s are about endings and beginnings. But this is a very painful ending, and it has to do with both ideas and power. Okay? So you yourself were, that was oddly timed. You yourself were forced to look at a very painful ending, and you're in the process of examining yourself and how it is that you got there. You're not hoping to blame somebody else. What you're hoping to do is to find the wisdom in the situation, to really look at the lesson that needed to be learned, but also to see how you got yourself in that situation so you can figure out how not to wind up in that situation again. Does that make sense? So you're really examining the past because you want to learn from it. That's what your hope is. And your anxiety, it's like you can think of a million ways out of this situation, okay? But you recognize that a portion of that is just fantasy. So what you're hoping to do in this process is that you're hoping to go through the list of what could be, right? And through process of elimination, narrow it down to the best choices. However, the process of narrowing down your choices is what's causing you anxiety, because you feel like you will find red flags where they don't exist. You know what I mean? That is kind of a rough, like, I can see why that would cause you a little bit of anxiety. You're like, I don't want to over scrutinize the situation and trick myself into not picking the best path. The reality of the situation is you cannot rely on group thinking for this. This is your own value system. It's almost like your own value system is put to the test, and you actually had to separate from groupthink in order to carve out your own path. You have to have the faith that the power rests within you, that you have that independence to move forward without having to rely on other people to explain the situation or to define a situation for you. You are looking to reframe. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. You're not asking, why did this happen to me? You're asking, why did this happen for me? You are in the process of reframing what happened to turn it into a lesson rather than a failure. And that Gemini is a beautiful thing. Yeah, your Page of Pentacles in the inverse and the Queen of Swords in the inverse. So if anybody comes to you right now, if anybody comes to you right now telling you how you should manage your health, your wealth, or your resources, you are just going to open up and let them have it, because ultimately you recognize that managing your resources is what's going to get you out of this situation. So it's almost like this group right here fed you so much information, you're like, enough is enough. It's more than just stepping away from the group think. It is literally not allowing anybody else in while you re-examine and learn from this particular lesson. You don't want other people's influence. See, that's interesting because the Three of Pentacles is about expansion, and some people say it's about teamwork. But in this particular deck, instead of three people being on the card, it's just one person diligently working away on their one project. Okay. And you recognize this is not a time for rest. People think you're in a state of rest because you have this reprieve, but what you're actively doing is working on self. There is no growth without discomfort. Gemini, you are seeking the discomfort in order to gain the knowledge. And that is a beautiful thing. I hope you found a lesson, or I hope you found a message that serves your highest good. With a little Freudian slip there. I hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I'll see you next time.